How do you keep things peaceful when you're ending a marriage? The solution is an amicable divorce. Hi, I'm Ruthenberg-Marshall, founding attorney of Porchlight. Today we're going to be talking about what an amicable divorce is and how you can have one. So what exactly is an amicable divorce? Well, at its core, an amicable divorce is where you and your spouse decide the terms of your divorce and work things out between the two of you, instead of dragging the case through the court process and having a judge decide for you. There are a couple different procedures that you can use to pursue an amicable divorce, including attorney negotiations and mediation, but the exact process isn't what's important to an amicable divorce. What's important is the attitude that you and your spouse take towards the divorce. An amicable divorce doesn't mean that you have to like each other. In fact, you're probably not that fond of each other since you have decided to get divorced. But it does mean that you're agreeing to treat each other with respect throughout the process so that you can come to an agreement that is acceptable to both of you. Amicable divorce is a choice. It's not something that you have to do. You have the option of going through the contested court process and having a high conflict divorce. That's a choice as well. But amicable is a choice that will help you and your spouse have a more productive and positive experience and hopefully move on from your divorce more quickly and with less expense and stress. So I'm going to talk about 6 tips that will help you to have an amicable divorce. Tip number 1, focus on your end goals. A divorce is not something that you win. Trust me, even if you go to court, there are no winners in the divorce process. A divorce is something that you need to get through so you can get to the other side and live your life going forward. The goal is to reach a resolution and a solution you can live with, not to cream the other side. But once you get that solution and you focus on moving forward with that end goal in mind, that'll help you to move forward more productively. Tip number 2, hire an amicable attorney. Not all family law attorneys are the same. For example, a family law attorney who describes himself as a shark and says they're going to litigate your case to the fullest extent possible is not an amicable attorney. So if you're looking for an amicable divorce, that attorney's style isn't going to be the right style for you. It's the right style for someone out there, but not for an amicable divorce process. Luckily, here in Georgia, we have an organization called the Amicable Divorce Network, which is a collective of attorneys who agree to use the amicable divorce process to help people get divorced. Tip number 3, set realistic expectations. Just because you're choosing an amicable divorce doesn't mean your divorce is going to be easy. It's still going to be a hard process, it's still going to be emotional, and there's probably still going to be some pain there. So know what to expect when you're going into that amicable process, and don't give up at the first sign of difficulty. You and your spouse aren't going to agree on everything to start with. That's okay. That's what the divorce process is for, and your attorney is going to help you with that. Just because you and your spouse can't agree on something doesn't mean that you need to throw the amicable divorce process out the window and immediately go into litigation. Just manage your expectations and know that there are going to be bumps along the way, but you can get to that end point and resolve your case. Tip number 4, avoid the blame game. It's not going to help your process to go about blaming your spouse. Maybe it is 100% their fault that y'all are going through a divorce. Okay, your reward for that situation is that you get to divorce that person and no longer be married to them. Blaming them is not going to get you much more in the divorce at all, even if you take it through the court process. So blaming them during the amicable process is only going to make it harder to resolve your case. You want to keep that forward focus like we talked about in tip number 1. Instead of arguing about what happened in the past that caused the divorce, focus on solutions that will help you both move forward. Tip number 5, don't gossip. If you are spreading your personal business all over Facebook or to every parent in the PTA, that is not going to help you and your spouse reach an agreement peacefully. Nobody likes to have their business broadcast, so try and keep the specifics of your divorce to yourself as much as possible. That doesn't mean you can never vent. Of course, if you have close friends and family who you trust not to gossip about your divorce, you can vent to them because it is a frustrating situation. But also keep in mind when you're venting to them that they're going to have opinions on your divorce that aren't necessarily true. Your divorce is something you're experiencing every day as you're going through the process, and you're making lots of difficult decisions. And sometimes a friend or family member can come in and hear a little snippet of what you're sharing and want to help you, but they suggest something that's completely antithetical to your goals and is aggressive and not in the amicable vein because they think you should fight for what's right because this person hurt you. That's not forward focused. They're speaking from a place of love, but it doesn't mean it's helpful advice. Tip number 6, ask for help. So obviously an attorney is one person who can help you, but there are a lot of other divorce professionals who might help make the process smoother for you. That could be a mediator, a financial advisor, a custody evaluator or co-parenting coordinator. There are a lot of professionals out there, and part of your attorney's job is to help connect you to the right professionals who are going to be most appropriate for your situation so that you can keep your case amicable. Unfortunately, sometimes when people try and work the situation out themselves, or they're scared or hesitant and so they don't reach out for help, they can actually drag the process out and create a higher level of conflict before they get that help. If you get the right professionals involved and share with them that your goal is to keep the process amicable, they can actually help you do that, and they can intervene before the conflict level gets too high to make it more likely that you'll be able to keep your divorce amicable. At Porchlight, we are committed to keeping your divorce case amicable and out of court. If that's the type of attorney you're looking for, give us a call to find out how we can help you through the divorce process.